Hey, Deirdre Burnette here, founder of LifeCoachNation.Life, here to discuss Proverbs 31. All right, and today I am talking about Proverbs 31 and verse 11, where it says, this is talking about the virtuous woman. It says, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that she have no need of spoil. She would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So ladies, you are supposed to do your husband good and not evil all the days of your life. All right? And good, the definition of good is pleasant, agreeable, rich, valuable in estimation, appropriate, better, glad, happy, prosperous. And it says prosperous of man's sensuous nature, good understanding, kind, right, welfare, prosperity, happiness, good benefit, moral, good, bounty. And bounty is like in war, you get the bounty, the booty whenever you win. The bounty is just like gain, what you gain, okay? So women, we are supposed to do these husbands good. All right, do them good. And I've been married before and I'm now divorced, but even in my marriage, I still did my husband good. All right. Now I had the issues inside where I would internalize stuff sometimes if I felt like rejected, or if I felt betrayed, or if whatever I felt and everything. And although I would still voice it a lot of times, but I still did him good. I did him good. I still cooked. And I would fix his plate and put it in the refrigerator. When he got off from work, I would be like, your food is in the refrigerator. I still did him good. I never, ever, ever started doing him evil. Now we're going to look at the definition of evil. And evil is bad, disagreeable, unpleasant, giving pain, unhappiness, misery, displeasing, worse than, worst, unhappy, bad, evil, wicked in deeds or actions, distress, calamity, wronged, injury, evil ethically, mischief, naughty, noisome, sore, vexed, wretchedness, and the list goes on and on. So it says that we are to do him good and not evil all the days of your life. I'm laughing because I know so many women, and whether I know them personally or not, I can look and see sometimes, even on TV shows, some of these reality shows and everything, these wives are doing these men evil. All right, even on TV shows, although they're like skits and stuff like that, but you can see women doing men evil. All right, underhanded evil, just underhanded. Some of it is overhandedly evil. Okay, so as far as you, the virtuous woman, you have to continue to do good. All right, all the days of your life. You cannot do that man evil. So I'm saying that real calm, cool, and collective because I want it to sink in. I want it to sink in because many of you women who are listening are already married. And if you're having like a troublesome marriage, then you feel justified in doing, you wouldn't even call it evil. You would just say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. He don't deserve it. I'm not going to do that. And if you look into some of these definitions of evil, that's what you're falling under. That's what you're falling under. Because you cannot turn evil to right or wrong, okay, in the Lord's eyes. It says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So you cannot allow anyone to take you out of your character. You cannot allow anyone to take you out of your intimacy and your relationship and your stance with the Lord. All right. When I was married, I was married for like 15 years, and I went through a lot of ups and downs in my marriage and stuff. Everything wasn't always good, but it was just an issue of infidelity. All right. There was like an issue that he wasn't going to, like try to resolve. Okay. So I just decided, nah, I'm not doing this all my life. But it wasn't always bad. Okay. So I never resorted to doing him evil, because that was just not my character. And no matter how uncomfortable I became, I still did not fall into that evil persona. Okay, because if you become evil and become vengeful, and if you become somebody and something that you are not, then you're going into uncharted territory. You're going into an unknown territory where those demons are getting ready to like play. I promise you, they're going to be your mind is going to become the devil's playground. Okay, your mind is going to become the devil's playground, because number one, that's not even your true identity. Okay, now some women turn so bitter and stuff until they just like become that evil Eveline. Okay, and if anybody's name out there is Eveline, no pun intended, I don't know you, so excuse the name. They just become evil. They just become evil. So, virtuous woman, you have to realize that you have to do him good and not evil all the days of your life. And as a virtuous woman, I really don't think that you are going to like go into that evil. I'm just like letting you know what the definitions are, because sometimes our mind do entertain thoughts. So you have to just like cast them thoughts down to the obedience of Christ, okay? And remain that good, virtuous woman. You are in big demand. All right? You are in big demand. Who can find you? Your price is far above rubies, okay? Your price is far above rubies. So even whenever you find yourself in an unwanted situation, stand. I just need you to stand until you get further instruction, okay? Until you get wisdom on your next step, all right? Because even for you married women, the Lord is not going to always take you out of a marriage. He's not going to always take you out. But he would give you the grace. He would give you instruction to stand. All right. Don't let down your virtue. Don't let down your good. Don't let down your kindness. Kindness. Okay. Don't let it down. Don't put it down. All right. So just continue to stand. And for the single women out there who are virtuous women, then you'll be fine. You will be fine. Just pay attention and steer away from the things that you do that can fall under the category of being evil. Even if you feel like you're justified in it, you're not justified. You're not justified in it, okay? So if you are a woman out there and you are in like a real dark, toxic place where you just don't even know how you're gonna go forward. You don't even know if people believe what you're even saying, or if people even see what you're going through. Always know that the Lord sees, okay? If you are the Lord's daughter, he sees, and he will turn that captivity. He will turn your captivity. Go to the Lord and just pray and beseech him and just say, Father God, turn my captivity. And even if he don't move you from that place of dis-ease, he would turn that captivity mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and give you the grace to still operate in it, okay? Because I don't know what the call is on your life. I don't know what you were born to do. All right? Because if you're like in a toxic place, a toxic marriage, and if the Lord have you stand there, then you need to say, Lord, what was I born to do? Because evidently this is my training ground. Evidently this is the place of my battlefield. This is the place where I need to be so that I can teach others how to be here. Because do you know how many women are stuck in marriages that they don't want to be in? Do you know? I mean, you could even start your YouTube channel or start your ministry to those women who are like sitting there every day in that distress, that are sitting there every day in that anguish, that are sitting there every day in that pain. I've been there. It wasn't an everyday thing for me. There was good and bad, but I know the feeling. I know the narcissistic abuse. I know it all. I know verbal, I know emotional, yeah, it wasn't physical or nothing like that, physical abuse or nothing like that. But I know, and the Lord sees. Because I was in a point one time, I said, Lord, don't nobody see? Don't nobody see what I'm going through? This was like early on, probably about 6 years in. I said, don't nobody see I'm going through all of this? Don't nobody see? And I remember that I was sitting in church one day, back in the day when I went to this church, and they had a intercession team between services and everything, and we were like getting ready to go into the second service, and this lady, I saw when she looked at me, she came up to me and she said, the Lord says that he sees. And I was like, I was like, and tears just came to my eyes because I was like, Lord, you see. So that just like gave me that a little bit more strength and a little bit more power, saying, well, if he sees, then that means, that he's gonna help me through this. He sees. But that meant so much to me. So the Lord sees. The Lord sees what you are going through. So hang on in there, because this stuff, being in a bad marriage where there's like narcissism and there's like manipulation, there's gaslighting and all of this stuff, you have to fight for your mental stability. You have to fight for your emotional stability. I know you have to fight to say, now I know that I saw what I saw, because they're going to say that you didn't see what you saw, or they're going to like try to like go all the way around the world hoping that they lose you in the rhetoric. They hoping that they lose you, okay? So a lot of the things that you will begin to find yourself doing is you will become, just like internal, where you are just like be in your own head because you're trying to like figure out what's going on, or you're trying to like survive. You're trying to hold yourself together, so the Lord sees, my sister. The Lord sees. All right. So look at your situation in another way, because I know I went through my situation, but it was for such a time as this. All right. My situation was the training ground, and it equipped me for who I am today. So the situation that you're in is equipping you, or has equipped you. So instead of like looking at the gruesome, badness of that situation, start saying, okay, how can I help somebody else? How can I help my sister, or how can I help people that are in this situation? How can I help women who are in this situation, who have children, who can't even really like focus on their children because they are so anguished. How can we break this anguish? How can we become more aligned with the purposes of God in our life? And we have a community now where we can support each other and we can help others and we can reach down and pull others up. So that could be the purposes that you were born for. 9 times out of 10 it was. And it is. Okay. So be encouraged. Everybody out there, all you ladies, be encouraged. Okay. And if you're a woman and you're with a boyfriend or somebody who you know this ain't it, but you're living in sin and you're just with him because you're afraid to leave or well, I'm gonna stick with you're afraid to leave. Figure out why you're scared, okay? There's no need to be afraid, okay? You need to get out of that situation because you're wasting your time. He's wasting your time. And if a man is listening to this, she's wasting your time, okay? So get out of those situations so that your real king or your real queen can have access to you, okay? So that the Lord can begin to process you so that you will be ready when the time comes to meet the person that he has for you. All right. And if you are a woman or a man and you're out there and you're in domestic violence, get away the best way that you can. All right. Because domestic violence can end in all kind of different scenarios. Okay. So if you are in a situation where there's domestic violence, you need to get out. All right. You need to get out. All right. So I have this threefold thing that I would say, like, ready, set, go. All right. So the first thing is to get ready mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. You got to get ready. Now, whenever you're doing this, you don't let the person know what's in your hand. Okay. You got to just like keep a poker face, but you have to prepare yourself so that once you like take off, and the Lord I began to write in a journal called and I named it Preparing for Takeoff. I was married then and I didn't even know I was like prophesying my own takeoff. Okay. So preparing for takeoff, you have to get ready so that once you like begin to take off, that you will be able to sustain the altitude and you won't fall back down to the ground under the weight of the pressures that's going to be coming from the turbulence of what you're taking off from. Okay. So getting ready means getting rid of a lot of the weight. And I'm not really talking about physically. I'm just talking about the baggage. Getting rid of the lies, getting rid of the psychic control, the mental attacks that will hold you back. You got to like begin to Google or look at YouTube clips on the narcissist. Look at YouTube clips on breaking free from this, so that you will begin to educate yourself, and that's making yourself ready. So whenever you know that the Lord is like getting you in this position and everything ready, and he's going to set you, okay? Set. That means that you have like gotten into a stance of being set. And then that means that you are getting set to take off. Okay. So getting set is that stance where you may just be in a waiting season. All right. You may just be in a wait, but you already done got ready because you already done learned knowledge and information. All right. So now you're set. And then whenever you know that it's time to go, then that means it's time to go. All right. But the other person don't need to know you're ready, set, go. Okay. That is for you. All right. So that whenever you finally go and you finally take off, you gone. You are gone. That means that you have already planned. You already know where you're going. And you already done saved up some money. You already done did this. You already done prepared, like stuff with the kids. But you are ready to go. And don't be concerned about them that you're leaving back there, because whenever you're taking off, you're setting a boundary. And so you cannot cater to the person that you setting the boundary against. Okay? You cannot cater to them or care about what they're thinking. You cannot care about the person that you are setting the boundary against when it comes to you breaking free. Okay? It don't matter what they think. It don't matter what they say no more, because they done had a lot of time to get themselves together, but they didn't. So now it's time for me to take off, and you're gonna be back here. All right, I'm gonna be gone up here, and you right here now. So yeah, and not to say that it's easy, because a lot of times it's not easy. And just like getting your identity back, and just rediscovering, and just like getting back into that perfect peace with yourself, it takes time. But if you are like in the Lord's protection and everything, he won't let nothing happen to you. He's going to protect you, but you just have to listen to the instruction. All right. So yeah, and that's it for today. And I love you guys, and until we meet again, thank you.